What's up, you guys, and welcome back to another episode of the Call Me Thursday podcast. You are here with your best girl, Sarah, and no Sav today because it is solo episode Monday. So let's get into 5 things I'm doing or thoughts that I'm thinking that have helped me to kind of experience peace in my body. And that whole phrase, like peace in your body, I think that when I first heard it, I thought it was like a little woo woo, a little crunchy, not really my vibes. But I get it now. Like, needless to say, like over the last probably 2 or 3 years, I think I've adopted some perspectives, some mindset shift kind of things that like I feel like I get it now. And I think that, for me and for Sav, and you guys know on this podcast, we talk a lot about our faith in Jesus, and we know that that is the ultimate source of peace. But then I think by like grace, there are things that we can kind of hold on to or do, kind of these handlebars that can help us experience peace, things that are peaceful, things that bring forth peace in life. And that's what I'm kind of talking about today, just kind of ways of thinking and a couple of things that I do, but that I think just help quiet the body criticism, maybe quiet the body obsession, good or bad, like just kind of neutralizing body thoughts that things are not necessarily good or bad. They can just be neutral as it relates to exercise and eating and how I feel about myself and all of the things. I hope that this is somewhat relatable. I feel like it might be because I can't be the only person who has had a tough time or even continues to have a tough time with my body image. But these like 5 things I think are good, really just like mindsets. I think that that's the best word I have to describe it, that make me feel better about like the body that I have. So anyway, I've been preambling. Let's get into it. 5 things. First thing, again, so much of this, shout out to True 40, shout out to Caitlin. First thing is unmonitored movement. This game changer. So I used to be like a fake runner. I'm really not a runner. I'm really not built to be a runner. My stride is like 5 inches long. I've got very stocky, kind of short, like I've just got a short lower half. So like I am far from a gazelle. But for a while there, I tried really hard to be a runner. I ran a half marathon in college. And that was like a lot of effort. But during that time, I was an Apple Watch girly, and it made sense, right? Like you're running, you need to see, okay, literally how far have you run, your pace, your mile, all that kind of stuff. So I was a huge Apple Watch girly, and I had been an Apple Watch girly for years. But then I realized when I kind of came out of running, I would go to an exercise class or I would teach an exercise class. And like really kind of when I found that my jam, my groove is like group fitness, whenever I found that, I would go to a class or teach a class, I would feel amazing. But then I would look down at my watch and the calorie count wouldn't be where I thought it should be. And then all of a sudden, like that entire workout was like invalidated because even though I felt good, the number on my watch, like I let that disappoint me. And so taking the Apple Watch off, which is like a totally stole that from Caitlin. That's such a cue from her. It has helped me, I think, be more in tune with my body to where I decide if it was a good workout. I decide if I feel good, not like I decide I feel good. I look down at this watch. The watch tells me I fell short, or the watch tells me I didn't meet like some arbitrary goal. So I think that if you're struggling with like figuring out like this phrase that people use, like listening to your body or having peace in your body, I would encourage you, even if it's for a season, to take the Apple Watch off, to take the Whoop, the Aura Ring, like whatever kind of exercise tracker you might be using, and just like, hey, how do I feel after that was over? Do I feel like I gave it everything I had? Do I feel like, oh, did I kind of cheat myself a little bit? And man, I really could have pushed a little bit more. Like, be honest with yourself. But I think unmonitored movement allows me to decide if it was a good workout versus the watch telling me if I did a good job or not. So unmonitored movement has been a huge help in just having peace with the body. Another thing, consciously not sucking in. Hello. And this one's like kind of awkward, and like almost like a little bit embarrassing to put out on the internet, but whatever. But I feel like for forever, and I kind of want to say my whole life, but I surely not. I feel like I would suck in just like even when no one was looking, because I feel like low key, kind of like everybody sucks in when you're taking a picture. Okay, like even if you don't want to talk about it, like, or you at least think about it, like when you're taking a picture or something like that. But like I would be just like brushing my teeth and sucking in, or I'd be in the shower and sucking in, and it's like, what am I doing? Like, why am I doing that? And it was like a couple of years ago, I was at this like kind of New Year's like goal setting workshop type thing again at True 40. And one of my goals was like, I'm not going to suck in ever again. And so just consciously, like anytime, even if it's for a picture, anytime I found myself wanting to like suck in, like suck my belly button in and, try to like think skinny or look skinny or whatever that is, like just not doing that and not letting myself do that. And hey, this is what I look like, in the shower, brushing my teeth, whatever it is, in a picture, like this is what I look like. I'm not going to try to like, not breathe to look how I think I should look or how I wish I looked. I'm just, hey, this is just how I look. So it's again, this is like a mindset thing. Like it's a mental thing to realize like, hey, I'm not breathing because I'm trying to suck in. Like exhale, push your belly button out, deep inhale, deep exhale, and like just be like, just don't do it. Just, when you realize you do it, undo it. I guess that's what I've been doing. Like when I realize I'm doing it, I undo it, and now I just do it less. So yeah, consciously not sucking in. Let's be really, really honest. That I think has helped me a lot make peace with, hey, this is the body I have. Another thing, number 3, I feel like I talk about this all the time on the podcast, has truly changed my life. Dressing for my body type. Oh my gosh. I feel like for the first time in life, the trends are going my way. Like, thank you, Lord. Like the trends are finally going my way. Like tiny top, baggy jeans, or just like a baggy kind of set, an oversized set in general, like comfort. It's finally going my way. And I used to be that girl who would like be so discouraged when I tried something on and I didn't look like the model or I didn't look like the girl I follow on Instagram. And then I was so discouraged. But now, like, I literally, I mean, and now I get it why brands are doing more kind of inclusive sizing online, because I will not buy something online unless I see it on somebody's body that looks like me. Like, that's why I love follow people who look like you in terms of body type, right? Like, follow people who look like you for fashion. So like, and I do this with everything. Like girlies who have my skin complexion, I'm not, I like, Sarah, why was this so hard for me to understand? Stop buying the lip combo on the girl with pale skin and blonde hair and wondering why her lip combo doesn't look good on your skin. You guys don't have the same skin tone. Like, what are you doing? So now if there's like a lip combo I like, or if I'm looking for like a makeup tip or something, I'm not looking for like girlies who have pale skin and blonde hair, because that's not what I look like. But I specifically like will follow girls or engage with girls on Instagram who have my skin complexion, who have my hair type, and I'm buying the makeup products that they recommend and the hair products that they recommend because duh, they look like me. And I don't know why it took me so long to realize that. But the same, just like you have a specific makeup tint that looks good on you, just like you have specific hair products that look good on you, you have specific clothes that look good on you. So find a friend, find an Instagram follow, find someone who dresses the way that you want to dress, that has a body type that's similar to yours. And like the way that my confidence skyrocketed, because instead of like putting myself in a position to consistently be disappointed by buying clothes that don't look good on me, now when I try on clothes, for the most part, I like everything I try on because it's like it's made to look good on me. Like there are certain cuts of clothing that just aren't going to look good for my body type. And so finally, like cracking that code has been such a game changer, and it's worth it. And how I figured it out, and I'm still figuring it out, is 100% finding people online that have your same body type. Game changer. Finding, retailers, brands online that have like body inclusive sizing. Massive. Like I know like Good American is famous for it. Pinterest now even has where you can search by body type. So figure out the body type thing. And I think that gives me like a huge amount of confidence when I'm getting dressed in the morning, for sure. Okay, that's number 3. I feel super passionately about that one. Like number 3 is big. All of these are big, but number 3 is huge. Number 4. So this is something I just do. After a couple of years ago, 2 or 3 years ago, maybe, I met with someone who does, kind of guidance on food and nutrition and exercise and things like that. And that's where I learned about prioritizing protein, fruits, and vegetables. So whole foods, I try really hard to eat like whole proteins. So and by whole, I mean just like real. Don't get me wrong, I love a protein powder, I love a protein bar, but sometimes those things like mess with my tummy a little bit. So I try to eat like real meat, so real chicken and beef and like salmon and shrimp, that kind of stuff. But also eating a lot of vegetables and eating a lot of just fruits and healthy fats and figuring out the foods to eat that make me feel good. It's such a game changer, but it also, I have found, requires so much maturity. Like in a sneaky way, it has required me to grow up, because it's like when you know better, you have to do better. And so like when you know that eating junk makes you feel horrible, but then you discover how good you can feel when you're eating a vegetable, like 1 or 2 vegetables every day, then it's like, crap. Okay, now I have to do better. Like I know how good I feel when I prioritize protein. I know how good I feel when I am eating fruits and healthy fats and things like that. Like I know how good I feel. And so when you know better, you have to do better, which means you have to grow up a little bit. I know we've been talking about growing up a ton on the podcast lately, but it's just true. So it's like, try it and you're going to feel so good that you're going to be like, ugh, kind of like crap. Now I feel this great. Like I can't eat crap all the time. But I think it's a good thing for growing up, for making peace with my body. Again, like, cause I know what my body needs. I know what like makes all my, sugars and levels and all that kind of stuff. Like all of that feels just kind of settled and at ease and at peace when I'm eating protein, fruits, vegetables, healthy fats. Prioritizing all of those things is such a game changer. And like that is with that's not like in isolation, right? Like eating a certain way is not in isolation. It goes with the movement. It goes with not sucking in. It goes with dressing for my body type. All of those things put together, I feel like, has really helped me experience peace in my body. And the 5th one, just thinking about what's sustainable and what's going to give me the quality of life that I want. I think that there have been seasons of my life where it's like, okay, I look great, but my sleep is horrible. I feel anxious, and I'm not enjoying it. Like I look great, but I hate the workouts I'm doing. I miss all the foods that I cut out. I'm not sleeping and I'm anxious, but like I look great. So cool. But then I think, again, the older I get, the more I'm like, what kind of life do I want? What do I want my experience to be? Am I willing to sacrifice all of these things just to like have, these amazing abs, or have like really toned arms, or what am I willing to sacrifice? But also, what am I not willing to sacrifice? Like, and I think I've been able to land on, hey, I got to get good sleep. I'm going to prioritize protein. I'm going to prioritize fruits and vegetables. I'm going to move my body 3-4 times a week. I'm going to be mindful of what I eat, but I'm also like going to have a treat. Like I'm going to have ice cream a handful of times a week. I am going to sleep in if I don't feel like waking up on a Monday. Like this whole never miss a Monday. Hey, I might miss a Monday. I actually like my inner rebel that's like so small. I intentionally schedule my workouts Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, because everyone says never miss a Monday. And I'm like, well, take that. I'm going to miss every Monday. But just like silly things, like if you like creamer in your coffee, but you feel like you have to cut out creamer in your coffee to look a certain way, like I'm not, hey, I want the creamer in my coffee. And like, I'm going to do these things. I'm going to have the creamer in my coffee. I'm going to have a sweet treat, but I'm also going to prioritize vegetables and protein and sleep and exercise, and just kind of whatever I get is whatever I get. If I get a body that has these incredible abs, if I don't get a body that has incredible abs, if I have these amazing arms or if I don't have these amazing arms, like whatever it is, like whatever the end result is, it is what it is because I'm doing the absolute best and I'm doing what I'm willing to do to have the life that I want, you know? And some people are willing to sacrifice the cream in their coffee, and I am just not one of them. Some people are willing to sacrifice, I'm not going to get any sleep and I'm going to be anxious, but I'm going to, look amazing. Some people want to make that sacrifice. I'm realizing the older I get, I do not. But I think that like what I am willing to do in this season, like it's enough. It's enough. And I think that that's like a big like exhale and encouragement for me is like it is enough. Like I don't need to do more. I don't need another supplement. I don't need another, 4:30 a.m. wake up call. I don't like that's just not what I want in this season. And like what I do want to do and what I am willing to do, it's enough. So that makes me feel really good. So yeah, thinking about like what's sustainable and thinking about the life that I want to have, that's like another mindset. Prioritizing proteins, fruits, vegetables, dressing for my body type, consciously not sucking in, and unmonitored movement. Those are all things, like I said, over the last 2-3 years, I've implemented some of these practices, some of these mindsets in my life, and it's really changed my life for the better. And I feel like, especially my experience teaching at True 40, I can't say thank you enough to that time and that season. And some of these just things that I've picked up and learned, I think it's not only changed my life, but I really believe that Lord willing, it's going to change the way that future generations, my kids think about their body and the way that I just talk about myself. I hope that it kind of encourages maybe other people, maybe, I don't know. But yeah, so that's me. Those are some things that help me to have peace in my body. So get over the fact that that phrase sounds a little bit woo woo and a little bit crunchy and embrace it because I think they make a difference. I'm going to wrap it up right now because these things are supposed to be kind of short. But thanks, guys, for joining us for another episode of the Call Me Thursday podcast. You guys know where to find us: Spotify, Apple, YouTube, all the places. Follow us on Instagram. Sav does such a gorgeous job with our feed. You guys, you should just see it every once in a while because it just looks so good. Sav's always the one who also does these outros, so I always stumble through these. But I do hope you have a beautiful Monday, and we'll call you Thursday. Bye.